You'll never have a quiet world till you knock the patriotism out of the human race. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Make it a rule never to give a child a book you would not read yourself. You see things, you say, why? But I dream things that never were. And I say, why not? If you want to tell people the truth, make them laugh. Otherwise they'll kill you. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. Animals are my friends. And I don't eat my friends. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. There are two tragedies in life. One is to lose your heart's desire. The other is to gain it. Youth is wasted on the young. If you cannot get rid of the family skeleton, you may as well make it dance. There is no love sincerer than the love of food. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, make them. Never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty and the pig likes it. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. When two people are under the influence of the most violent, most insane, most delusive, and most transient of passions, they are required to swear that they will remain in that excited, abnormal, and exhausting condition continuously until death do them part. The liar's punishment is not in the least that he is not believed, but that he cannot believe anyone else. Why should we take advice on sex from the Pope? If he knows anything about it, he shouldn't. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. A Native American elder once described his own inner struggles in this manner. Inside of me there are two dogs. One of the dogs is mean and evil. The other dog is good. The mean dog fights the good dog all the time. When asked which dog wins, he reflected for a moment and replied, "The one I feed the most." I am enclosing 2 tickets to the first night of my new play. Bring a friend, if you have one. Cannot possibly attend first night. Will attend second, if there is one. Patriotism is fundamentally a conviction that a particular country is the best in the world because you were born in it. You use a glass mirror to see your face. You use works of art to see your soul. He knows nothing, and he thinks he knows everything. That points clearly to a political career. A pessimist is a man who thinks everybody is as nasty as himself, and hates them for it. Dancing is a perpendicular expression of a horizontal desire. My way of joking is to tell the truth. It's the funniest joke in the world. If you have an apple, and I have an apple, and we exchange these apples, then you and I will still each have one apple. But if you have an idea and I have an idea, then each of us will have two ideas. After all, the wrong road always leads somewhere. The play was a great success, but audience was a dismal failure. Hatred is the coward's revenge for being intimidated. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimist the parachute. I'm an atheist and I thank God for it. You don't stop laughing when you grow old. You grow old when you stop laughing. Liberty means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. The only man who behaved sensibly was my tailor. He took my measure anew every time he saw me, whilst all the rest went on with their old measurements, and expected them to fit me. When a man wants to murder a tiger, he calls it sport. When a tiger wants to murder him, he calls it ferocity. Better keep yourself clean and bright. You are the window through which you must see the world. When a thing is funny, search it carefully for a hidden truth. The man who writes about himself and his own time is the only man who writes about all people and all time. All great truths begin as blasphemies. There are those that look at things the way they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. Without art, the crudeness of reality would make the world unbearable. I often quote myself. It adds spice to my conversation. The trouble with her is that she lacks the power of conversation, but not the power of speech. The most tragic thing in the world is a man of genius who is not a man of honor. What you are to do without me I cannot imagine. Criminals do not die by the hands of the law. They die by the hands of other men. Life does not cease to be funny when people die anymore. Then it ceases to be serious when people laugh. We learn from experience. That men never learn anything from experience. A government which robs Peter to pay Paul can always depend on the support of Paul. The power of accurate observation is commonly called cynicism by those who have not got it. Power does not corrupt men. Fools, however, if they get into a position of power, corrupt power. A photographer is like a cod, which produces 1,000,000 eggs. In order that one may reach maturity, We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last you create what you will. Progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. When a stupid man is doing something he is ashamed of, he always declares that it is his duty. Doing what needs to be done may not make you happy, but it will make you great. Silence is the most perfect expression of scorn. Censorship ends in logical completeness. When nobody is allowed to read any books except the books that nobody can read. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch, which I have got a hold of for the moment. And I want to make it burn as brightly as possible, before handing it on to future generations. The thought of 2,000 people crunching celery at the same time horrified me. Do not do unto others as you would that they should do unto you. Their tastes may not be the same. The difference between a lady and a flower girl is not how she behaves, but how she's treated. If you can't appreciate what you've got, you'd better get what you can appreciate. No man ever believes that the Bible means what it says. He is always convinced that it says what he means. In heaven an angel is no one in particular. I'm not a teacher, only a fellow traveler of whom you ask the way. I pointed ahead of myself as well as you. I choose not to make a graveyard of my body for the rotting corpses of dead animals. As long as I have a want, I have a reason for living. Satisfaction is death. Reading made Don Quixote a gentleman. Believing what he read made him mad. Choose silence of all virtues, for by it you hear other men's imperfections, and conceal your own. While we ourselves are the living graves of murdered beasts, how can we expect any ideal conditions on this earth? Do not waste your time on social questions. What is the matter with the poor? Is poverty what is the matter with the rich? Is uselessness. You have learned something. That always feels at first as if you have lost something. Happy is the man who can make a living by his hobby. First love is only a little foolishness, and a lot of curiosity. Imitation is not just the sincerest form of flattery. It's the sincerest form of learning. A gentleman is one who puts more into the world than he takes out. I never resist temptation because I have found that things that are bad for me do not tempt me. We have no more right to consume happiness without producing it than to consume wealth without producing it. I have defined the 100% American as 99% an idiot. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. Democracy is a device that ensures we shall be governed no better than we deserve. If any religion had a chance of ruling over England, nay Europe within the next 100 years, it could be Islam. The only service a friend can really render is to keep up your courage by holding up to you a mirror, in which you can see a noble image of yourself. To be in hell is to drift, to be in heaven is to steer. Only in books has mankind known perfect truth, love and beauty. It is dangerous to be sincere unless you are also stupid. There is always danger for those who are afraid. What is life but a series of inspired follies? The difficulty is to find them to do. Never lose a chance. It doesn't come every day. I sold flowers. I didn't sell myself. Now you've made a lady of me. I'm not fit to sell anything else. The more I see of the moneyed classes, the more I understand the guillotine. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. Confusing monogamy with morality has done more to destroy the conscience of the human race than any other error. The heart of an Irishman is nothing but his imagination. The longer I live, the more I realize that I am never wrong about anything, and that all the pains I have so humbly taken to verify my notions have only wasted my time.